Hi everybody, this is Diane. I have some things to show you. I got a Happy Mail today and I stopped at the antique store, the vendor mall that has the craft booth, and right next door to that is a thrift store. So I shopped at both of those stores and have a few things from each place. But first I want to look at this Happy Mail from my friend Peggy in Colorado. Thank you, Peggy. Now the label says this should have arrived on November 10th, so it's been in my post office for about a week, I think, because yeah, today's the 17th. I had my mail held while I was in Florida. So I'm going to let Peggy know right away, as soon as I finish this video, that I did get her package. Thought I had it open all the way. And I don't remember her telling me she was sending anything, so this is a surprise. And if she did tell me, I forgot, so it's still a surprise. Look at that cute card. Here are a few things I found that I thought you might be able to use. Blessings, Peggy. Thank you so much, Peggy. This is Vera the Mouse by, I don't know how to pronounce her name the proper way, but it's Marjolaine Baston. You're probably familiar with her from Hallmark. This is a Dayspring card, which I believe is a Hallmark division. And it's so cute. Let's see what Peggy sent me. This is an old booklet on how to make curtains from the Singer Sewing Library. Oh, that right there would make a pretty journaling card. 1960, how to measure the window. Different types of fabrics. Glass curtains. I believe that means fiberglass. Or maybe it just means, sorry, that just means against the glass windows. There used to be fiberglass curtains. Sheer curtains. Well, this is really neat. I love those pages. Thank you so much. Oh, for my Dutch journal. Look at these gorgeous napkins. I don't know when I'll ever get to make that Dutch journal. Oh, these are fantastic. So beautiful and colorful. She sent me three, and there are 4 images on each napkin. Fabulous. I believe she has sent these to me before. I know she has sent me packages before, and I've had these, so pretty sure they came from her. All bank, salon, dry cleaners, grocery store. All this and not a hair out of place. She sent me several sheets of that. And look at this. Wizard of Oz, MGM Grand, Las Vegas. How fun. There's 2 of those, looks like. Yep. Oh, these are pretty. Ribbon embroidery appliques. There are 2 of them. They are gorgeous. Some photo corners with a rusty paper clip. I love this envelope. And these are white ones. Very nice. I'm just going to start using them more. I have a variety of vintage ones. These are vintage, obviously. And I love using them, but I just don't think of them all the time. And that's a nice full envelope. I appreciate it very much. We've got some fabric ribbons here. She's taped them so they didn't unroll in the package. And try to get the tape off so we can unfurl and look at them better. Now it's sticking to me. There we go. Beautiful fall colored ribbon. It's a starched fabric. It's lovely. These make nice belly bands, pockets, anything you would want to do with them. I love this color, spring green. It's gorgeous, and it's got some birds. And this one I think is my favorite. Look how pretty and delicate. I love that. It's a little Herald Square box. Oh, it has the labels in it. Oh my. Thank you. I love these things, you know. I don't know if that's supposed to be a label or just like a template for it, or to hold these in shape. I don't know, but look at those. They're not Dyson. They are Herald Square, which I've heard of those too. You get 60 labels for 29 cents. Sold at Woolworth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's look at these ribbons. This one is white with blue. That's very pretty, and I love this baby blue one here. Oh, sorry. That's really pretty. Those are nice laces. Got some envelopes, more envelopes. Oh, more photo corners. These are silver, it says on the package. Peggy, you were very generous with these. Look at all of that. And there's a lot in there. You probably can't see in there, but there's a lot in there. Wow, and I love the envelopes that they're in. This one says white, more white ones. They look about the same, I think. And this pack is not even opened, but it says black. I'm going to have to open it if we want to use the corners. I'm going to plan on using photo corners in my next journal. How about that? Now I'm just going to have to tear it. There we go. That's not too bad. Yep, just some nice black ones. Thank you so much, Peggy. Okay, now we have beautiful pink doily. I will cut that into little motifs and use them. My favorite color. I love that. Oh, look at those beautiful buttons. How pretty. And a napkin with embroidery in the corner. Not a napkin, handkerchief. Look at that pretty bouquet. Oh, we've got more lace. This blue and white lace. Did you find those all together? Look at that with the hearts. That's so lovely. And there's quite a bit there. And then these are gorgeous. This one has blue and green and white. I love that. And I really love this one with the embroidery. Yes, thank you. Oh, this is cool. Little memo pad that says memo. It's from Daytimers, so it's not extremely old. But it's probably vintage anyway. but it looks cool. I like it. Oh, there's more lace. Just when I think I'm done with the lace, there's more. You're very generous. This one is green. And is it hearts? I don't think so. It's just a green design. So that's cool. Lots of colored laces, blues and greens. Oh, how cute. Transfer pattern for the Campbell kids. So it's embroidery transfers. They are printed with the yellow transfer ink. Some of them were used. These are adorable. I don't know if you can see them because it's so pale, but yeah, these are so cute. I will use them in journals. It's these designs. And this one is more Campbell Kids. I won't open this one. So cute. Oh, I love this. This is beautiful. And it looks like there's quite a few sheets there. Thank you. This is a children's magazine, Pack of Fun. And I love this pink subscription form with envelope. That's great. I love that. Oh, more photo corners, and these are white, so I won't open that. They're sealed. Boy, I got a lot of photo corners. And some seam binding, white seam binding. I can always use white, and I can dye it if I need to. And that's vintage. And I have some bingo cards. These are always fun to decorate. And I like this small size, and they're flexible. They're not so thick and heavy. So these will be really fun to use. And an envelope. Babyland General Hospital Certification Center. Interesting. Did you include the Parent Association membership card? So I don't know if this is, you know, like with the Cabbage Patch dolls and you had a certificate with them. Is that something like that? Babyland General Hospital. I don't know if it's a real hospital thing. Oh, but it's fun. I think Peggy has probably heard me say more than once that I love the envelopes with the printing on them, which I do. So that's some fun stuff there, Peggy. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Now I'll show you what I bought. I went to see my parents. I got some groceries and picked some up for them and took them, and I gave my mother the gift that I brought her from Disney. She was so excited. And on the way home, I passed by this vendor mall with the craft booth in it, where I've gotten some supplies recently. So I stopped in because I hadn't been in a couple months, and I was able to find some dies that I liked. So I got this set with the 4 medallion type of designs. Persian motifs, it says. There were a lot of round designs, both in sets like this and then individual ones. And I just set them all aside until I was done looking, and then decided which ones I wanted to keep. Oh, I didn't realize this die is not in the set. But that's okay. I have other round ones. That's fine. Anyway, so I got these 4, and this one says Asian accents, but I do like these little pieces. That's more what I got it for. And they're $5 a set. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. That was my fault. I didn't look. Then I got this one because I like this little corner accent. And it's sealed in the package. This woman collected supplies, she admitted that she became addicted to collecting supplies more than using them. And depending on what time it is when I'm done, I don't have that much more to show you, but I got out my Big Shot, and I'll put it right here on my table and try cutting some of these out if you want to stick around and see how they look. But you can see on the package, that little corner, and then looks like they colored the flowers green, or else they cut it, or blue, or else they cut it out in blue and then just cut the flowers off and glued them on. It looks like they're painted. And then I got these 3 labels. I'm interested to see how these cut. They're a nice size. I narrowed my round medallion choices down to 2. This one is by Spellbinders, and these are Die Delights, Die D/Lights, Lights. And this is Medallion 1 and Medallion 4. Oh, it has 2 pieces. So that explains why they have the red background, the maroon background, and then the lacy piece on top. Oh, this one's really pretty. It's more like a flower petal die. So pretty. And I guess that's it for the dies, but I did get this set of embossing folders, so you can see. And these are Tim Holtz. This one has the embossing on both edges, and then you can write in the middle. And I really love this one. It's got like a fancy oval frame, and then it turns into like this squared off, different kind of a frame. You know, it's like a distressed Tim Holtz type of thing. And I found this first with this. It wasn't in a package, and I was so disappointed that this wasn't with it. And then I found this one. So I told the lady at the register that they belong together, and I showed her this so she could see it, that they belong together. So I paid $5 for both of these. Each of these sets was $5. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. I do have a cold, caught a cold in Florida from the plane. My grandson got his first and then passed it on to the rest of us. But anyway, then I went right next door to the thrift store, and I got these vintage index cards. They look aged. I'm gonna open it up and see if they look aged on the inside. There is a barcode on them, so they're at least from the 70s. They're not older than that, but they look yellowed. Now, they don't look that aged when you open the package, but we can always use index cards. If not for crafting, I use them for writing out scriptures. These items were all 10% or 20% off except for this. So this was $1.99, and it's nothing vintage, but I really thought it was cute to use in schools or preschools even. They would be cute to just fold into a journal. Wow, there's a lot. How many are there? 20. Teaching tree. Is that from a dollar store? I do not know. And then I got this bag of beads. So they are the square alphabet beads, the cube, and some little bright colored beads like pony beads. There's a couple of stars there. Catch 'em, catch 'em. I have to pick a few up off the floor when I'm done. And the last thing I got, something different, is this tub of foam beads. They have a hole in them. If I have to, I can poke them bigger with my stylus or pokey thing. But I should be able to thread these onto my bead dangles, but you know, it would be sideways instead of up and down. It would be like that on the bead dangle. But they're fun and bright colors and squishy and just fun. So I grabbed it. It was $4.99, but I got it for $3.99, I think. Yep, $3.99. All right, how many minutes are we in? 21 minutes. Seems dark in my lens. I hope it's not dark. So I'm gonna try cutting some of these things. I got my Big Shot ready, and I've got my plates, and I've got a pile of scrap cardstock. Jeepers. All right, that's empty. Let's try cutting this. I'll do this one in a burgundy and a pink. In fact, let's do two at once. Save us a little time. My mouth feels so dry. There's that, very simple shape. Now for the next one, I'm going to use a dryer sheet on top of the plate, because the dryer sheet is going to go right next to the card layer. And that will collect, hopefully it will collect all the little intricate pieces. And I just put a piece of cardstock in there as a shim to help get you a more precise cut. Well, a few of the pieces stuck in there, but not a lot of them. But look how pretty. They're going to come out very easily. I can tell they're not going to be difficult. So I have this tool to help get all those little pieces out. And any of the stubborn ones you can poke with this end. Kind of have to hold it up. You can't lay it down or the pieces don't have anywhere to fall. So they just stay put. So this doesn't cut it out. It just cuts. So if I wanted to just use this piece in a page, that would be a design cut into the page. So perhaps what another way to use this is to cut this out first and then use this other piece to cut that out. You know what I mean? This one has some big pieces. And that didn't cut very well. I'm going to have to trim that with my scissors. So I will do that later, but there's this area down here. I can follow the line. It's embossed in there so I can see where to cut. All right, let's try putting this back in with this. And I've got some washi tape that I can tape it down to hold it in place so it doesn't slip. And there we have it. What a pretty piece. Now, I want to try the labels. Let's cut them in black, because I have several pieces of black here. There's one. I want my dryer sheet here too. Just do two at a time. I'm going to try two shims because these are kind of elaborate. I want to see if that helps. These shims have been used so many times that they're pretty pressed down. Maybe I need to select a new piece of cardstock. Oh, all the pieces stayed in this time. Well, yeah, they stayed in the die, but they're coming out of the die cut. So it cut it clean. But the pieces are stuck in the die, which is not a problem. They're big enough pieces, they'll come out easily. And this one cut clean also. They're pretty. Let's make a pretty one. Is this big enough? No. Every color, I think I see a color I want and I grab it out of the pile, but it ends up being too small. Let's try this one. Oh, too small. All right, we got one. Forgot my shims. Let's see what difference it makes. Well, it still cut it cleanly. And there aren't any little pieces. I don't know if I like that one very much. Don't know if I'll use that one. All right, moving on. Let's do this pretty corner piece. Is it big enough? Just a tad too small. Perfect. That's beautiful. Does it show up on that? Oh, I love that. That'll be really nice on a project. And I just clean it out by poking like that till they're all out. Okay. Let's do one of these embossing folders. So for this, I usually have to take this top layer off, tab, which makes it a little more awkward because the tab is facing me now. This whole sheet is facing me. It's not a problem when I'm standing at my cutting table, but I'm sitting at my work table. I will try this one. And then I need to have my cutting plate and this and another cutting plate, and that should be enough. It should be a pretty tight fit. Well, it doesn't seem super tight. I might need a shim. Let's see how it looks. Oh, it cut it nicely. I'm going to try it with a shim just to see if it gives it a deeper cut, but that's pretty cool. And if I rubbed it with some black ink, I'll do that in a second. Let's try it again with a shim. That feels tighter. And that might cut through the cardstock. If it's too tight, it cuts through. I don't see any cuts. And it does look a little more detailed to me, but it's pretty close to the same. I'm going to try rubbing a little black ink on there. cool. I like that. If you want to hang out with me, I will try some of these. And if you don't, I'll see you in the next video. But I think since you've stayed with me this long, you should just stick around. These are the Persian designs. I'm gonna have to have a big shot day where I just use my dies, maybe a big shot week. Just cut a bunch of colors of all my dies and have them on hand. They use really strong tape to hold these in place. Okay. Let's try this color, burnt orange color. Furnace just came on. And I'm right down here where my furnace lives. I shook the ink right off of my ink tower. This one stuck to my plate. These are cutting very nicely. Look how neat that looks. I like that. I think I'll have fun with these, making layered clusters and stuff like that. I like them. I'm gonna go shut my door. That's not what I want to do. This does not go there. This goes there. I don't know if that's really helping because the stuff isn't sticking to it. It might help release it. I don't know. I'm using it though. It's really stuck in there. There we go. Oh, beautiful. I love that. Fun. Okay, we've used them all except for the Asian one and that one embossing folder I didn't do. How much time have we got? 40 minutes. Might be able to do them all. Because it doesn't matter if I go a little over 45 minutes. I'll try to stick to 45 minutes, but it uploads fine if I do longer. This one probably won't cut the whole thing. Because if it gets too close to the ends of my plate, it doesn't cut very well. Not enough pressure there, I guess. So I do have a long plate, but I'm not going to get that out right now. I'm trying to find a long piece of cardstock. I guess I'm not going to cut this right now because I don't have, these are just cardstock scraps. So I'll just do these pieces. Maybe tomorrow I'll feel up to starting on my next journal project. I thought I would do it today, but I'm just not getting into it. I'm still worn out from my trip and being sick with a cold while I was on my trip. And so this is kind of working me back into it. I'll have to clean up this mess so it's all ready for me tomorrow. That's cool. That's a nice corner piece. Looks like a bigger corner piece. Those will be fun to play with also. So what I will do is cut a bunch of these shapes in a bunch of different colors and have them available for when I'm working on a project. Then I don't have to take the time to cut something out of a certain color. Or it will help me see I have this in this color, but I need it in this color. You know what I mean? Now, I'm going to emboss this. So I'll do it in this color. I'll do it in, nope, that's a little too skinny. I'll stick with this one. Oh, that cut the corner right off there and I didn't even realize it. So this has a white core, you can see, and it brought out the white core, and that is really neat. It makes it look more vintage, more distressed. So I like that. But we can see how nicely that cut it out, even though I cut the corner off. That would still be okay in a grungy journal. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed watching me play with my new toys. I had fun playing with them. Did you have a favorite of my haul today? And I want to thank Peggy for her kindness and generosity in sending me this really fun Happy Mail that I got today. So I have a cleanup to do in here, so I'll be ready to craft tomorrow, hopefully. And I will be seeing you then. I hope you're having a creative day. Bye.